Morning, everyone. So today is the schedule of pre-bid conference for this 11 infrastructure projects. We welcome you to Bukidnon 3rd District Engineering Office about these undertakings. The pre-bid conference of 11 infrastructure projects from contract ID 25KC0071 up to 25KC0081. So all in all, we have 11 infrastructure projects. So to start with, may I call the uh, Ma'am Inday Garay for the short prayer. Thank you. Amen. So for the attendance, no, to establish the quorum, may I request again the back secretariat, including those online, if there's any, I kindly conduct the attendance.
Engineer Ismail R. Alahed for the members. Miss Sandra B. Flores, Engineer Ramel T. Quintanar, and for the CWG members, Engineer Janet D. Pilayo, Engineer Liselda Constantino. For the back secretariat, Engineer Robert M. Valles, Engineer Maria Desiree Garay, Miss Myralyn P. Delgado, Miss Juliet M. Sarasan. We have representative from Planning, Engineer McKinley Ho.
Sila? Did we invite the observers? Did we serve the invitation for them? We have online day, wala tayong kwan. So since we are in quorum, no, we na proceed the details of this 11 infrastructure projects. May I request Engineer McKinley for the details of this 11 infrastructure projects. Mac, take your time.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. To start with the brief details of the project, let's start from the contract ID 25KC0071. Contract name, construction of flood mitigation structure along Siloo River. Location, Barangay Siloo, Malitbog, Bukidnon. Scope of work, construction of flood mitigation structure. Source of funds, FY 2025 NEP, regular infra. Appropriation, 50 million. Approved budget for the contract is 49 million. Contract duration, 346 calendar days. And the cost of bid documents, 25,000. Next is contract ID 25KC0072. Contract name, construction of multipurpose building, close and open parenthesis, admin building, Location, Barangay San Luis, Malitbog, Bukidnon. Scope of work, construction of multipurpose building. Source of funds, FY 2025 NEP, close open, CSSP, das BIP. Appropriation, 5 million. For budget for the contract, 4,950,000. Contract duration, 120 calendar days. And the cost of bid documents is 5,000. Next, contract ID 25KC0073. Contract name, construction of flood mitigation structure along Bubunawan River. Location, Bubunawan, RIS, Baungon, Bukidnon. Scope of work, construction of flood mitigation structure. Source of funds, FY 2025 NEP, regular infra. Appropriation, 15 million. Approved budget for the contract is 14,700,000. Contract duration, 210 calendar days, and the cost of bid documents is 25,000. Next is contract ID 0074. Contract name, construction of multipurpose building. Location, Barangay Maluco, Manolo Fortech, Bukidnon. Scope of work, construction of multipurpose building. Source of funds, FY 2025 NEP, CSSP, das BIP. Appropriation, 5 million. EBC is 4,950,000. Contract duration, 120 calendar days. And the cost of PDocs is 5,000. Next. Contract ID 25KC0075. Contract name, construction of Barangay Road. Location, Barangay Dominorog, Talakag, Bukidnon. Scope of work, construction of concrete road. Source of funds, FY 2025 NEP, CSSP, das BIP. Appropriation, 5 million. Approved budget for the contract is 4,950,000. Contract duration, 39 calendar days, and the cost of bid document is 5,000. Next. Contract ID 25KC0076. Contract name, construction of Barangay Road. Location, Barangay Kulawingon, Talakag, Bukidnon. Scope of works, construction of concrete road. Source of funds, FY 2025 NEP, CSSP, das BIP. Appropriation, 5 million. Approved budget for the contract is 4,950,000. Contract duration, 39 calendar days. And cost of bid documents, 5,000. Next is contract ID 25KC0077. Contract name, construction of Barangay Road. Location, Barangay Tikalaan, Talakag, Bukidnon. Scope of works, construction of concrete road. Source of funds, FY 2025 NEP, CSSP, das BIP. Appropriation, 5 million. Approved budget for the contract is 4,950,000. Contract duration, 39 calendar days, and the cost of bid documents is 5,000. Next is contract ID 25KC0078. Contract name, construction of Barangay Road. Location, Barangay San Miguel, Talakag, Bukidnon. Scope of work, construction of concrete road. Source of funds, FY 2025 NEP, CSSP, das BIP. Appropriation, 5 million. Approved budget for the contract 4,950,000. Contract duration is 39 calendar days and cost of bid documents 5,000. Next, 25KC 0079. Contract name, construction of Barangay Road. Location, Barangay Ligoron, Talakag, Bukidnon. Scope of work, construction of concrete road. Source of funds is FY 2025 NEP, CSSP-BIP. Appropriation, 5 million. Approved budget for the contract is 4,950,000. Contract duration, 39 calendar days. And the cost of bid documents is 5,000. Next is contract ID 25KC 0080. Contract name, construction of Barangay Road. Location, Barangay Lirungan, Talakag, Bukidnon. Scope of work, construction of concrete road. Source of funds, FY 2025 NEP under CSSP-BIP. Appropriation, 5 million. Approved budget for the contract is 4,950,000 and the cost of documents is 5,000. Next, 25KC 0081. Construction of junction Manolo Fortich, Sankanan, Kalugmanan, Dahilayan Road connecting Mindanao International Container Terminal, Hiniliban Coffee Processing Plant, and Pegasus Floriculture Company, Cut Flower Exporter, in support of transport and logistics. Package 3. Location, Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon. Scope of works, construction of concrete road. Source of fund, FY 2025 NEP. Appropriation, 50 million. Approved budget for the contract is 49 million. Contract duration, 236 calendar days. And the cost of bid documents is 25,000. And this is the additional information as per DO 80 series of 2016 with subject mandatory use of joint sealer equipment machine for sealing of joint on concrete pavement. This information is applicable only for road project. This department order require the bidders to include in the minimum equipment requirement at least one complete set of mechanical joint sealer equipment machine. And that's all, Mr. Chair.
So thank you, Mac, for the, how about the site inspection schedule?
The site inspection is on November 27, 2024.
There is a DPWH, Mac, magkita.
Yes, sir. Ang meeting place is at the DPWH receiving area.
Okay po, Mac. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Engineer McKinley, for the brief description of the 11 infrastructure projects. And now we proceed to the sealing of bids documents and the procurement schedule of procurement activities to be given to us by Engineer Robert Embalis.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning. For the checklist of the technical and financial component envelope. First, for the technical component, for its legal documents, we have the certificate of number of pages, so both for the financial and technical. Then the valid PhilJEPS registration certificate, platinum membership, consisting of all pages. We have 3 pages. So we have the PhilJEPS certificate with validity date and QR code. Then at the right side is the list of eligibility documents. For the Annex A, we have the following certificates, permits, and clearances to be updated, for also the pickup license. So all of these permits and licenses must be updated. So any of those licenses, permits which is not updated will be automatic suspended ang PhilJEPS certificate. So please update all of these documents sa atong Annex A sa list of eligibility documents for those interested bidders. And another requirement is the registration certificate from SEC or Department of Trade and Industry DTI for sole proprietorship or Cooperative Development Authority for the cooperatives or its equivalent document. Then mayor's or business permit to be issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located. And tax clearance as finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Internal Revenue or BIR. Next requirement is the statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. So for this statement, the prospective bidder must declare all its ongoing government and private contracts, because during post-qualification by our back and technical working group, all projects will be validated and verified. The next requirement is the statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract or SLCC. So SLCC this time, it will be similar to the contract to be bid. Then it must be supported by the certificate of acceptance for the particular project na state sa SLCC. Then the PCAB license or Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board license. So in case of a joint venture, special PCAB license will be submitted. So during the bid. And the original of copy of the bid security. So if in the form of a surety bond, submit also a certification from the Insurance Commission. And the original copy of the bid securing declaration form, notarized form. This is the sample of the BSD, bid securing declaration. So at the bottom must be signed and notarized. Still under the technical documents. For the project requirements, shall include the following. So organizational chart for the contract to be bid. Then the list of contractors, key personnel, the project manager, project engineers, materials engineers, and foreman to be assigned to the contract to be bid with their complete qualification and experience date. For the qualification of the project engineers and materials engineers, both PE and ME of the interested bidder or contractor must be duly accredited by the department. So must be duly accredited for the PE and the ME. Then the list of contractors' major equipment units which are owned, leased, or under purchase agreements, then supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the lessor or vendor during the duration. So for this requirement, the list of major equipments must be supported by proof of ownership. So take note of this, that interested bidder must submit a clear copy of those proof of ownership or any certification from the availability of equipment. Please do not submit non-readable copy of those proof of ownership, because during the preliminary evaluation or screening, it will be subject for the NC or non-compliance or strikeable offenses by our three-strike policy. Then the jury original or duly signed omnibus sworn statement must be notarized. Then we have the form of the omnibus sworn statement up to paragraph number 10. Then it must be duly signed and notarized. Then additional requirements is the affidavit of site inspection, as mentioned earlier by Engineer McKinley. Then certificate of registration, COR, then BAR form 2303. So all pages be present. Then annual income tax return, BAR form 1701. And take note for interested bidder, you will be once content only to must have signature, then must be paginated, book bounded with tabbings, then size is A4, and bid form or financial bid will be on font size number 12. So still under the technical component for these financial documents, the prospective bidders audited financial statement showing among others prospective bidders total and current assets, liabilities, stamp received by the BAR or duly accredited authorized institution preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of submission. So must be present ang 2022 nga audited financial statement. Then the prospective bidders computation of the net financial contracting capacity or the NFCC. So we have the forms NFCC. So first part is the NFCC computation. So it must be signed by the name and authorized representative. So muna atong formula sa NFCC. Then at the right side is the financial aspects. Then all the data, we have the data, total assets, current assets, total liabilities must be indicated in the blanks provided. Then all data dito na makuha sa inyong audited financial statement. Then at the bottom, it must be notarized. So we have the first part sa NFCC computation and the second part is the financial aspect must be notarized. So consisting of 2 parts atong NFCC. So financial documents, so class B documents, kung joint venture atong special pickup license. Then the financial component envelope. So original of the duly signed accomplished financial bid form. So the financial bid form, we have the format. So as mentioned ganina, ikatong bid price must be font size number 12 or up. Then discounts must be encoded. So let us see the total price in words and in figures. Encoded must be using the font size number 12. So discounts must be encoded also. Then importante ang sign signature sa obos. Then original of duly signed bid price in the bill of quantities. Duly accomplished detailed estimates form including summary sheets indicating unit prices, construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in the bid. Then the cash flow by quarter. So we now proceed to the standardized process on the sale of bidding documents. So we have this memorandum on the subject of the standardized process of the sale of bidding documents. And we have for the civil works projects, so we have the checklist of requirements. First is the company ID or any government issued ID. Then authorization letter, if not the liaison officer, the SWA, example, the SPA. Then this is to be provided by the bidder or the contractor who wish to purchase the bidding documents. So we have the first step. The client or the contractor must present the required documents as mentioned earlier to the procurement office for verification. Then for the issuance of the request of order of payment. So after that, kung naka-secure na siya order of payment from the procurement unit, the contractor, the client will now proceed to the accounting unit and the cashiering unit for the corresponding payment. Then after that, we must present the official receipts, submit to the procurement unit. So we have those timelines for the processing time. So all in all, the processing time would take 13 to 15 minutes. So it must be encouraged to interested bidder to purchase or buy in advance the purchase of bidding documents so that during the bidding, the day of the bidding, so will not to avoid the rush or the volume of bidders na nag-secure of order payment. And this is the form of the order payment. And next. Anyway, ang deadline na to atong sa order o resibo is until 10 a.m. ra sa day of the bidding. So for the three-strike policy, Department Order number 28 series of 2024, the three-strike policy, the procurement of infrastructure goods and consulting services contracts. So as an introduction, in order to establish a fair and transparent system for managing offenses committed by the bidder in the procurement of infrastructure goods and consulting services through public bidding, the department introduces an updated three-strike policy. So this is the updated three-strike policy by the department. So we have the three-strike policy, classification of offenses that triggers the three-strike policy and exceptions. So number one offenses is the withdrawal from the bidding process, then the submission of a non-participation letter or failure to submit a bid after purchasing the bidding documents. So it is clear that after a bidder has already purchased the bidding documents, then nag-withdraw siya sa bidding process, nag-submit of participation letter, so will be an offense for the three-strike policy. Then number two is the submission of late bids without valid reasons as determined by the BAC. So still subject for the offense of three-strike, submission of late bids. Then the number three, submission of patently insufficient bid. So as mentioned earlier about the requirements of those checklists discussed. So during the eligibility screening or shortlisting will be reviewed and by our BAC and technical working group. So any of those documents na lacking or not present sa ilang bidding documents, it will be offense for the patently insufficient bid, Then, so during eligibility screening, then number two, letter B is the during evaluation. So, dili lang sa screening to makuha ng bidders offense. So, during the evaluation by our technical working group. Then, the last part is the during post-qualification, kung naay during inspection sa equipment. So, tulo ang timanan sa bidders during eligibility screening, during bidding mismo, then during evaluation, then during post-qualification. Then we have the enforcement and penalties. So if the bidder commits any of those three major offenses, acts listed above, 3 times within a year. So starting from the approval date of the resolution recommending the appreciation of strike 1, first warning, which is counted as day 1. So kung nakakommit ng bidder 3 times, so subject na siya sa kuan sa department strike 3 policy. Is suspended, maybe suspended from attending bidding sa department, within the department of the DPWH. So take note of those checklist of requirements. So the department has already issued series of department order for the issuance of suspension of the bidders, which is already reached the 3 strike. So naka-strike na gid siya, naka-issued na atong department og mga strike policy. So take note of those kaning offenses sa atong bidder. By the way, ang district engineering office is all here to submit report, then the consolidation of those strike policy will be done at the central office, and the issuance of those strike will be issued by the central office. So also kaning department order number 41 is the list of accredited project engineers. So as mentioned kanina sa atong checklist of requirements, is the PE and ME must be accredited by the department. So kinahanglan gid ang PE is in this list of accredited PE sa department na ang is submit during the bidding, i-attach sa ilang bid docs ang accreditation or name sa PE nga naka-indicate sa DO. So you have department order number 8118 on the guidelines on the accreditation and assignment of contractors and consultants project engineer. So in view of the full implementation on assigning only the qualified and competent project engineers of the contractors and consultants in the implementation of the DPWH projects, the department attached guidelines in the accreditation and assignment of contractors and PE are hereby prescribed. This order shall supersede Department Order number 156 series of 2023, Department Order 94 series of 2020, and other issuances inconsistent. So this order takes effect immediately. So please take note of this DO. And also the department order, series of department order indicating the list of the newly accredited PE or consultants for the contractors. So pwede ra kanang i-submit sa butang sa bid docs. Naka-highlight lang ang name sa inyong PE na gi-pledge sa manpower as PE, then ME pod accreditation. So for the procurement activities, we have the first activity, the issuance of bidding documents. Nag-start siya atong November 13 up to December 5, day of the bidding. But until 10 a.m. only. So pre-bid, number 2 pre-bid conference is today. Then the receipt by the back of bids December 5 until 12 noon. So beyond 12 noon, late submission of bids, so strikeable offenses. Then we have the deadline of the submission of official receipts for the buying of the bidding documents is on December 5 until 10 a.m. only. So OR na siya ang isang deadline. So 10 a.m. dili na ang napay magpalit sa magpa-issue of order of payment. So deadline is on December 5 until 10 o'clock in the morning only for the official receipts. As mentioned sa katong projects na ganina sa bidding for this pre-bid. Then the opening of bids is on December 5 at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So for the electronic submission of bids, we have the email address that electronicbids_bukidnon3@dpwh.gov.ph. Then the uploading of official receipts same gyapon sa atong kuan, must be uploaded on or before 10 a.m. only. So I think that's all, sir, for the procurement.
Thank you, Bert. So, please be reminded sa atong kuan atong mga accreditation of the PA and MA should be attached dito sa itong technical documents. So to proceed, may I request Engineer Lisilda Constantino for minimum materials testing equipment per department order 11 series of 2017.
Good morning, everyone. For the compliance of Department Order 11 Series of 2017, inclusion of the minimum material testing equipment in the technical component of the bid. Using the form DPWH-INF 15-2016, in this form, you will list the minimum material testing equipment per category of the contractor, supported with the proof of ownership or lease agreement and the availability certification. This is per contractor, not per project basis. And for the pledge material engineer and as well as the project engineer, please attach the accreditation certificate for the ME is from BRS, and for the project engineer is for the BQS updated, and also the PRC IDs, which are all updated. That's all, sir.
Thank you, Day. So, any issues and concerns about our pre-bid conference? If we have some queries and issues, no, hearing none, a request for the adjournment of this. So it was moved by Ma'am Sandra Flores and duly seconded by Engineer Quintanar for the adjournment. So this pre-bid conference today, November is